You've talked about racism you experienced in your junior days karting in the UK and in Europe. We saw the totally unacceptable behaviour of the fans in the grandstands, 2007, Barcelona. I suspect you've got other stories to tell as well on that. Have you ever experienced racism inside, in the inner sanctum of Formula One, do you think?
Apart from like with the fans?
Apart from the fans, I mean in the paddock, in Formula One itself.
I have. I won't talk about which that experience was, but I have, particularly in the earlier phases of my career here. I would say since over the last years, I haven't. It's not something that I particularly see. What I do see though is very much like when I was at school. I'd go to school as 1,500 kids, and I was one of maybe 5 or 6 black kids, and you feel quite alone. And the whole thing the feeling that you're led to not feel like you're particularly fit into society. And when you walk into the paddock of Formula One, there are very, there might be 1 or 2 other people of colour in this whole paddock and in all the teams. And I've known this is nothing new for me. This has been the case the way it has been since I got to Formula One, since I started karting. It's been something I've been talking to Toto about, really trying to improve diversity within our team. And it's great that he's been so open to listening and not kind of fighting back, because a lot of people do kind of take offense to it, or feel like you're being targeted. But it's not about that. It's about working together, moving forwards, being understanding, and trying to improve.
Are you planning to take a knee on the grid at some point? And if you do, will you expect everybody else on the grid, or certainly the other drivers, to support you, to have solidarity with that?
Well, firstly, I don't expect anything from anybody. I think I've not spoken to the other drivers. During this time, the question has been asked to me, and honestly, it's not been something that's been on the top of my mind. I've not come here this weekend with a determined mind frame to go and kneel at the start before the race. So I really don't know. I think you'll see on Sunday whether I decide to do that and whether I feel it's appropriate. But I hope that we are all united one way or another. I'm sure the drivers will speak before the race, so we are kind of aligned. As I said earlier on, calling out a large group of people, it's all the teams, it's all the drivers, it's the media, it's everywhere throughout Formula One, through catering, through marketing, through engineering, through every different aspect. There's so many opportunities out there, and we need to make it more open and more accessible.